Okay, so did y'all hear that Trump is planning on slashing housing programs and cutting funding for housing programs to end, just cutting Section 8 altogether? Okay, so I'm gonna give you the rundown. I have it in my notes because it's a lot. Okay, so it says Trump's 2026 budget plan would cut section housing by 43%, affecting 2.3 million households. He's giving control to the states through block grants, which I don't understand how that will work. Yeah. Okay, so he's giving control to the states. And then also, lastly, it says, so you know how when you get on Section 8, you can be on there for however long? Well, he is capping that at 2 years for able bodied people. What that means is if you are able to work, right, there's nothing wrong with you physically to where like you don't have any issues at all, you can only be on Section 8 for 2 years. After your 2 years, you have to do what everybody else does, okay? And then lastly, the most important thing that people were concerned about was homelessness, because there's up 2.3 million people. Yeah, that's the news today for K.
Yeah, don't nobody care about them. Figure it out. They say not for disabled people. We are talking about able-bodied human beings. They're going to say only 2 years. You can only not pay rent for 2 years or pay minimums. Pay, under 10% of what the gross is or whatever. For only 2 years, Mr. Walker, then what they supposed to do?
Understand something. With a sane mind, moderate structure, discipline, you can change your financial situation in a quarter or two, depending on your situation, especially when you got Section 8 and you paying $8 for a $1,000 place. 2 freaking years is more than enough again for able-bodied folks. And I've talked about this. Me and Mr. X grew up in such darkness where Section 8 was a choice of life. I'm telling you, like the game of life. You could go to college, you can go into the workforce, but in the heat of the hood, Section 8 and government assistance is a forever course. That's wicked.
And it's always a wait list. So you'll get these women, they will intentionally keep themselves in poverty and do the minimums so that they can qualify once their name is pulled out of this lottery. So you can't just go and say, oh, I want Section 8 and you get it tomorrow. You put your name on a list. You may be at the bottom, maybe hundreds of people. It may take you 10 years for your name to rise to the top. And people will wait 10 years and they be like, y'all ain't gonna believe it. They finally approved me. And they're gonna only approve you if you still in that substandard condition. So it's like, how you been living like this for 10 years just waiting?
And that's what's crazy is Bonquisha done worked out the kinks like Mr. X just described. Bonquisha will get a job. She'll be like, things is hard. I got to get a job. However, to maintain your Section 8, you can only work so many hours a week, make so much a year. And Bonquisha she is intelligent enough to know when she at that cusp. And she like, you know what? If I cannot afford to make another paycheck and keep my Section 8. And Bonquisha will plan a work crash out. Bonquisha will literally wake up like, this my last day at work. I'm about to crash out on them suckers I don't like. Y'all, some of y'all know friends that did it. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
And then that still ain't the end all be all. Like you said, they crash out, but you are approved, which means you get a voucher every month. So Section 8 might say, all right, Bonquisha, you got 4 kids. You are approved for an $800 a month voucher. We'll give you $800 a month. All right. And you figure it out. So if you go find a place and the landlord, he has to first accept Section 8. That's the first obstacle. They got to accept it. All right. They have to accept you as a tenant. And if his rent is $1,000, you got to come up with the other $200. Or if the rent's $850, you got to come up with the other $50. Your voucher is only good for $800. And a lot of times the people that own the property, they won't hound Bonquisha to pay the rent because they like, I'm getting this $800 a month. And then Bonquisha will end up owing the landlord $2,000 because she ain't paid rent in years because she be like, I've been giving you my voucher. That's my money. And it's a psychological thing. So here we are.
They finna take Section 8, y'all favorite land is, oh, the motherfucker that don't have Section 8 just mad. We ain't mad. Y'all mad because they taking. Only reason we were ever mad is because you bitches was matters worse, did y'all know that if your mama had Section 8 and she passed away, it get passed down to her kids?
Ah. Yeah. Boom, shakalaka. That's the most diabolical nonsense known to man. A lot of y'all don't know that. It's a hack. Yeah, that's why Trump putting the cap on this stuff, because you can pass it down. They can inherit. Yeah, pass it down like a house and a car or a business.
Rap, y'all stop. It's a lot of people taking this, and don't fight that HQ. Let that flow through you. Don't fight it. Yeah. I live this. I've seen my aunties and them sit there and have these discussions in detail. Yes, but you hold on to it. You pass it down. You literally pass down a poverty mindset and existence to your offspring. In my eyes, you are literally damning and condemning your offspring. Get on Section 8 and they don't say, hey, here's a little help. We doing bad. Take this, make the most out of it, and do better. They like, here you go, pass it down to you, and they want something in return for it. So, God dang. But what you think about this, HQ? I know a lot of times you like to say it's not the.
I was gonna say there's probably extreme stipulations. So part of it is you probably will have to be on that address the whole time, and your mom passed away, and you've been living with her. You never moved out. Your name on the lease as well, and there's probably a paperwork process. You know what I mean? You can't be like out of state, mama. You're like, hey, I'm coming home to get this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, felonies can't have any felonies. The same thing go with any government assistance.
Yeah, they gotta qualify. I guess they gotta qualify for it.
Like you, for example, if you live in HQ and you got it, and your daughter living with you, and y'all both bum Keishas, and both of y'all don't work, and if you pass away, and she's on the lease and on the Section 8, it can transfer down. But that's extreme.
Well, I mean, I guess
two grown women not working. That's extreme.
I mean, I don't know how Section 8 works. I mean,
we telling you verbatim. I'll take our word for it. We promise.
But we can't just say people got to get kicked off. It's got to be a limitation to.
He gave able-bodied.
People got a limitation. Some people got
2 years able-bodied. You are well. You're not broken and battered. You got 2 years of this assistance, and then hopefully within that 2 years, you can dig yourself out of this. You are pretty much living rent free.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Absolutely. I guess anybody that has that kind of advantage, any kind of advantage of subsidy or anything like that, shouldn't have any kind of subsidies. Then if we're going to do it for housing, then we need to do it across the board. But see, when do you stop if you do it across the board? So my whole point is, yes, I understand
they do it across the board. Food.
No, across the board. I'm talking about all kinds of subsidies, like
medical.
You got controlled rent. You got all kinds of places where you got controlled rent. You got this, that, and the third. If you're gonna do it, let's do it across the board, and then everybody 2 years max. Get your tail out in 2 years. I'm absolutely for that. Boom. If you handicap or you elderly, then leave those people alone.
Well, what other programs are funded by the federal government?
I don't know. I mean, I ain't looked into.
Well, that's what we said. How do you not know?
I'm just saying, don't go after just.
Well, that's what we said. Maybe Raquel just said they are. Then you said you don't know.
No, I'm saying don't just go after the poor community.
Just say you black and you might be attacking black folks. Say that.
What do you mean when you say don't go after the poor community?
Yes, don't go after the poor community. Don't just go after the poor community. If you want to cut stuff, if you want to make budget cuts, don't just go after the poor people. This Section 8 budget is a budget cut. It's a budget cut that's a part of that 880 billion.
Yes, if you look at the budget cuts are coming across for everybody. Everybody's affected by it.
Right.
And they're all of the government workers,
people starting with the poor people first.
It's
veterans first, older people, Social Security people first, people on Section 8 housing and public aid first. They're cutting those places first. I'm saying, great.
I'm gonna give a little bit of insight. I'm gonna give a little bit of insight on this. You said don't attack the poor people first.
Right.
In this instance, let's get to it. In this instance, there are many cases of these poor people that are utilizing this Section 8, they are abusing it. That there's a lot of cases. So for one, you say that they should not attack. Look at me. I'm gonna finish up. You said they should not attack poor people. Poor people have no authority nor power. So if I'm poor and there's programs, it's best for us not to abuse this so we can continue getting these handouts. However, if I'm poor and powerless, I have no room. That's all you can do is cry and complain now. As a poor person with no power and authority, say, oh, y'all shouldn't do this, even though there are many cases of these programs being abused. Now they cutting them. Cause and effect.
Now here's the thing, and I don't believe that. You know why I don't believe that? Because that Doge went in to cut waste, fraud, and abuse, and they didn't find waste, fraud, and abuse in those programs.
HQ.
They went in to do
waste,
fraud,
we observe waste, fraud. That's wild that they couldn't. They don't know where to look. They better watch SPC.
That's that Dodge program. The Dodge program didn't find
You're saying they can't find it, but it's evident. That's fair. You said that they can't. That's
fine. Know it's evident. I'm just going by what the Dole said,
and we see it. You said they didn't find no evidence. I'm just going by
what Dole said. Dole said they did not find waste, fraud, and abuse in those programs.
That's fair. Granted.
I'm going by them.
That's granted. They didn't find it. They found no law. However, it's still observable. People in the chat saying it. It's observable, even though they didn't find it. So that's what I'm saying. This is a problem with society. Since you can't prove it, you can't call out my lie. I can't stand that.
The Dole's program was sent there to get waste, fraud, and abuse. When they came back, they did not find waste, fraud, and abuse to that degree. So I'm just saying, why are we worried about that?
We can get. You said to that degree. First, you said that. Oh, HQ, why you do that? Now it's to that.
1% of fraud. What is 1% of fraud? That's not. I'm 1% of that program. That's not a lot. When I can go over there to the defense budget, and I can cut all of that waste and fraud out over there.
I want to help you. You know, you auntie. I'm trying to help you with your argument. Anytime you speak indefinite,
I'm going by what Doge said.
Okay, I hear you. But you said Doge did not find any fraud. Then you said they didn't find any fraud to that extent. Now they only found 1% fraud. That diminishes your argument. It could be true, but we don't know what to believe now.
There we go. What you got, Raquel? What's your take?
If Mr. Gavin X and Mr. Walker give me a budget to go shopping for the show, every year they give me a budget, and every year I work with that budget to do what Mr. Gavin X and Mr. Walker want me to do for the show. You're not going to find any fraud, because in order for me to spend that money that Mr. Walker and Mr. Gavin X have given me to spend for the show, I have to, before I even spend that money, I have to show them, okay, I'm going to buy 3 cameras at $700 each. The government is a very efficient, like when you go to do your taxes, there are certain lines that are getting filled out. It's just like when you buy a house, there's a HUD-1 form that you get with everything that you're spending itemized on the HUD form. Every year they come up with this budget, and we have to spend money according to that budget. What y'all are seeing right now is what we consider in the government a skinny budget. This is just the proposed numbers. This is just what they're telling y'all the number could look like. The number will be more than that. They're just icing y'all up. They're getting y'all ready for the real rub down, okay? Like, because they're shrinking government as a whole, HQ. That USA aid money that they were giving, all that money to Africa for research that goes with the blood stuff, that money is cut off. That money is going to be spent in-house internally with us. Trump said, we're not helping all these people. So it's not just poor people in America. It's just poor, destitute people all across this world. Trump is saying we are bleeding money. We need to stop all of these things that we're doing, all of these little places where we're spending money to get a kickback. If the kickback isn't worth it, why are we giving all this money to countries that can't do nothing for us? So since they can't do nothing for us, we're not going to give them the money. We don't care what their public health goes. We don't care that their public health goes down the toilet because they're an S-hole country anyway. So it's not just poor people in America HQ and going after the veterans. And of course, they're not going to cut from the defense because we're the first world country of the whole entire world. We can't cut our defense because of people like Russia and people like China. We have to keep our defense hardcore and strong. So yes, in order to keep our country strong and make us our US dollar stronger, we're going to have to stop spending all of this money with people that can't do nothing for us. And that also includes people that are going to be part of society who are not earning their keep. So if you're just going to keep breeding tens and thousands of years of people that are just going to stay on Section 8, we don't want you as a type of person inhibiting our society. That is what it's coming down to, the haves and the have-nots. And if you are just going to put yourself in the have-not box, then you are about to have not nothing.
There you go.
That
That's
part. And the
Tennessee.
title, I'll say the title of tonight's show is Everyone is Tired of the Nonsense. Get right or get left.
And to make matters worse, did y'all know that if your mama had Section 8 and she passed away, it get passed down to her kids? This ain't no generational wealth around this bitch. I honestly thought Section 8 was to help mothers get on their feet. After about 3 to 5 years, you bitches should be on y'all feet by now. Am I wrong? It's motherfuckers just growing up, getting their cribs, they 18 and shit, don't even know where to start, gotta jump right into paying $1,500 worth of rent. And you bitches 55, 40, all type of shit on Section 8 paying $100 on the rent and shit. No, I'm tired of it. So no, we're not mad. We just mad because we never been able to get the statistics because y'all sit up on it all fucking this time.
Bonquisha say we mad because we need them services and y'all abuse them. The Bonquisha say y'all supposed to pass the baton. It's like a relay race. You use it for 2 years, pass it on. But no, y'all holding on to the baton and just keep running around the track over and over and over and over. Just keep y'all just keep running around the track like a Doberman pitcher. Shout out to Raquel. And here we are.
Yes. The sister, the gynocracy, the sisterhood, they're not into empowering one another. Another hardcore characteristic of the gynocracy. They do not empower. They do not look to make the future generations better than them. Prove me wrong. They pass it down Section 8 if you lucky. And that's what she touching on. No, mama holding on to that till she perish. Mom ain't about to sit here and be like, you know what? It's wicked, but you graduated from high school, whatever. You still impoverished. Let me get off the Section 8. Give it to my daughter, whatever. And I'm going to struggle so that my daughter can have a chance at being better than me. That ain't part of the gynocracy. No, figure it out. Says, I said it in January. They were coming for them. Cutting left and right. Winter is coming. Now that they have learned what is coming, wonder if they will couple with a man. I doubt it. I don't doubt it. Says now you can pack in, what's that? You can pack in one house just like the Hispanics you made fun of. Now it's your turn, lazy. Get a job and work ethic, you fornicating, drug addict, godless bum. Get them, Crystal.
Where's all that judgment from? Whoa.
Yeah, all that, Crystal, yeah.
Who's standing on that altar? What's going on?
Shout out to Crystal. Yeah, the net of her super chat here is black folks, y'all got one option for the majority, because majority of us ain't rich. Y'all have to work together. That comes in the form of y'all might have to consolidate and live in the same house like Mexicans. Y'all might have to start getting married and becoming dual income. all this stuff.
Everyone else do it, but we exempt for some reason. Like I
Right.
said, done seen it. Appreciate you, ma'am, the goddess. Says, I prefer my taxes not going to these lazy women. Shout out to y'all sisters. I hear y'all. Speak up. Appreciate you, Jerea. Says Frederick Douglass would say, get a job. Shout out to Frederick Douglass. Yes, sir.